Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Danii, and today's video I'm gonna show you how to crochet these beautiful mini baskets or trays. These are so simple and easy to make. If you know how to slip stitch, you will 100% know how to make these beautiful trays. They are super useful. You can use them for anything and they are a beautiful decoration as well. Okay, and before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already. And now let's see what you need to make these beautiful crochet trays. So for this project, I'm gonna be using, it's kind of like t-shirt yarn. I don't know how to describe this yarn honestly, but if you have any sort of t-shirt yarn, cotton, I would say that you can use pretty much any kind of yarn. You just need a small crochet hook in order to make it like stiff and very I don't know, hard. And as you can see in here, it looks like it's knitting, but it's actually crochet. So I will be using my scissors, of course, and a crochet hook. This is a 6.5 millimeters and is 2 sizes smaller than what my yarn calls for. You will also need tapestry needle, stitch marker if you need, and this is the yarn I'm using is Bernat Maker Home Decor by Yarn Inspirations. And like I said, it's an interesting material. Okay, so to begin, you are going to make a slip knot and now work your foundation chain. So for this project, I'm going to be doing 22 chain. For my previous tray, the one I showed you at the beginning, I made 28, but I want to make a smaller tray this time, so I'm doing 22. And again, you can do as many as you like, so go ahead and do that. And once you're done, chain an extra one. And now we're going to start slip stitching all the way down. So slip stitch in the first, and now continue doing that. If you find a little bit hard to identify the first and the last stitch of your row, please use a stitch marker because we want to make sure we have the same amount of stitches in each row. So if you have 22, we want 22 until the end. And there you go. Now just continue slip stitch all the way down. First row done, and now for row number 2, chain 1, turn your work, and now we're gonna work slip stitch, but just in the back of that stitch only. Okay, so be careful looking in the front. We want to look on the top and just grab the back loop only, just like that. And again, you can place a stitch marker in here if you need to identify the first stitch of the row. And again, look from the top and grab the back of the stitch only. Okay, and we're gonna do this throughout the entire project, only crocheting from the back loop. And just slip stitch all the way down. In here we are at the end, we have the stitch marker and a slip stitch right there, and now you can take it and use it in the next row. So row number 3, chain 1, turn your work, and we are gonna do the exact same thing, the back loop only, and make sure you are looking from the top. Okay, and just keep going. Now you are going to need a perfect square. So don't worry about the amount of stitches that you did at the beginning. You're gonna measure the side first, okay? So the width, we have 5.5 inches. So now you're gonna crochet all the way up until you reach 5.5 inches. So that's how we know we have a perfect square. So now I'm gonna do a nice border in here just to give it a little nice touch. Just this very nice and smooth finished edge. So to do that, we're just going to slip stitch all the way around. So chain 1, and this is the side of the square, and as you can see, it has these little bumps in here where we're just gonna insert our hook and slip stitch right there. You should have 1 slip stitch for each of the previous row, but if you didn't count it, don't worry, just do what I'm doing in here and insert your hook where that little bump is, and then slip stitch, and continue doing this all the way down. And in here we are at the beginning where the foundation chain is, so we're gonna do the exact same thing, slip stitch all the way down, and you can also see in here these little bumps where the starter chain is. So insert your hook and slip stitch right there, and do that all the way down. And when we get to the other side, we're gonna do the exact same thing again. Find the little bump and insert your hook and slip stitch. And now we're back at the top right here, but it doesn't look the exact same as the other 3 sides, right? So we want to do and have the same look. So to do this, we're gonna do 1 row with slip stitch, but this time we're just gonna grab the front of the loop only, just like that, just the front loop of the stitch only. So remember how before we were doing just the back loop? So just for this last row, grab the front loop only. And now that we are done, we just have to cut the yarn, and this is how it should be looking. Now we have a perfect and smooth edge, and this is gonna be the outside of the tray. So now grab your scissors and cut, leaving a long tail. Grab your tapestry needle, and now you can go ahead and sew that end. I just like to do this little stitch right here so it looks like another stitch. And now we just have to sew the 4 corners together. So we're gonna use this initial tail also, and this is how it should look. Again, the nice edge will be for the outside, and then this side right here, it's gonna be the inside. Okay, so now we are gonna fold the corner just like this. So fold it like a mirror, like if you were folding a triangle, just like this. And now we're gonna use the tapestry needle and just sew that corner together. One thing that you need to know is that the further down that you close the thing, the deeper it's gonna be. If you close it really in here, like very close to the edge, it's gonna be not as deep. I don't know if that makes any sense. So yeah, now let's just sew the 4 corners together. And this part is where I think that it would be very, very nice if you put your personal touch. I think it would be very beautiful if you close the corners with a ring, or with a piece of leather, or maybe with a yarn that it's another color or a different texture. I don't know. You can play in here and make it how you want it and give your personal touch. And I really think that rings in here or a snap would look very, very nice, and it would give this tray a little bit more of like a professional look and more like a store looking tray. You know what I mean? I don't know. These are just some ideas. So once you're done, just pass the tapestry needle through. You can make a knot or not and cut the yarn. Do the same thing with the 4 corners, and there you go. Now make sure that you are doing this project with any kind of yarn, but using a smaller hook, because that's what it's gonna make your square very, very stiff and hard. You want that to have a perfect tray, to have so your tray will hold its shape. Okay, so make sure to do that. And now you can use your trays obviously for whatever you want. You can use it in your nightstand to hold your jewelry, or you can use it in here to put your little crochet things, stitch markers, etc. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends, and leave in the comments whatever question that you have. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.